pleasure of working with Lakeside for, 5 years, and it's been a blessing every single semester. This semester, I felt like it'd be appropriate for me to participate, and I needed to write a piece for like 2 decades. So this is a 20-year in the making piece. It's called Mason Jars. My mom used to ask me what I wanted to be when I was older. I would tell her that I didn't want to think about it, that I wanted to be kept in a jar on the counter so that I couldn't grow beyond it. My innocence made her laugh, but I never really pulled myself out of that jar. I was almost 9 when my dad took us for a walk to tell us that my mom was dying from cancer. I remember listening to his words, but all I kept wondering was if she still had that jar. If we could jump inside, seal the lid on tight, and go back to being happy. But this was just the innocent imagination of a child, because cancer took her from us 3 months later. And even though I told her I loved her, I still don't feel like I said enough. See, I've made some mistakes. I've stumbled over trapdoors I've placed in every decision I've made, like I was waiting for the ground to fall out from beneath me, like when I was a teen. I spent my white privilege on white powder without thinking of the consequences, and my family could never quite understand. So I just said it was their fault. See, I love to pass blame. If you were close enough, you've probably felt a little bit of my weight on your back. I'm sorry. I guess I just haven't been able to take all this pressure myself. I've spent too much time trying to hide away in a jar where no one can reach me. I need help, Mom. I need help growing out of that spot on the counter where you kept that glass jar so I can become the man I was supposed to be before you left us. But ever since then, I've been holding back. I've been scared. See, I watched you deal with what God gave you. I watched it take the weight off your bones, the color out of your skin. I watched it cripple us. So I blamed the cancer for changing our family portrait. I blamed the doctors for letting you fade into darkness, but I never blamed you for leaving. Instead, I blamed myself. I've always wondered if I could have taken the cancer from you, for you, and sealed it away in the container with me. Like I could have actually done something about it. Like if I had done more dishes, spent more time with you, or cleaned my room better, then maybe you'd still be here to help me through this. Maybe I wouldn't hate myself today. Maybe I wouldn't be constantly finding women who reaffirm my abandonment issues just like you did, Mom, who will leave me trapped in a jar I created for myself. Then maybe, just maybe, I'd like who I see in the mirror every day. Maybe I'd be able to see my reflection in the glass and realize it's time to break free. Anything to take some weight off my shoulders. I always felt like God didn't give us a fair chance. I haven't been able to forgive him yet. Or maybe it's just that I can't forgive myself, because more often than not, emotion is not rational. So I internalized your absence like I deserved it. I spent most of my life searching for mason jars ever since you left me, and sometimes I find them in dangerous places with lids screwed on too tight to breathe. Sometimes I end up in places I don't belong. See, I never knew where my limits were because you weren't there to show me. I don't know who I would be today if you had stayed. And if I'm being honest, I may never be able to escape the jars I constantly find myself in, because I don't even remember what it feels like to have a mother. But maybe that's the point. Maybe you left so I'd be forced to face my own issues and find myself, the ones I've kept locked away since I watched you pass. I wasn't ready to let you go. But if there is any one thing I can do, it's learning to appreciate the moments we did have, no matter how distant they were, because at the very least, those lingering memories I do have may just be enough to help me through the days where I had wanted to follow you to the grave. And instead, use them to open that lid just enough so I can fight for air in this jar that has become my prison. I will fight to become the man my mother always told me that I could be. And it's okay that I'll never be perfect. That I'll never have the innocence of a child that wanted to be kept in a jar and tucked away and never leave your side. I realize now that I fought so hard against releasing this pain from my existence because I feared that every memory of you would leave with it. But I'm wiser now, and I'm beginning to understand that by opening the lid, I'm trusting that we'll meet again. Just not quite ready to see you yet. There's a few things I want to fix before we meet face to face. So when you ask me what I want to be when I grow up, I'll be able to look you in the eyes, take a deep breath, and say that all I ever wanted to be was a son that would make you proud.